Hello, hello, and happy Thanksgiving to you all. First off, I am aware even saying that can feel strange on a day like today when you are grieving, because Thanksgiving is supposed to be all about gratitude and family and joy and abundance. And I think we all know that when someone you love is missing, the day just doesn't feel full. It feels different, it feels empty, it feels heavier, and sometimes it just feels like the entire table has shifted and like nothing is the same as it was last year or the year before. So, to all of my listeners, if you woke up this morning with a knot in your stomach, if you're trying to decide how much you can show up, if you can show up at all, or if you are hours away from sitting down at a table with people who seem and act completely fine and happy and perfect, and meanwhile you feel broken and cracked open inside, I want you to know that you are not the only one. So today's episode is hopefully a gentle one. It's honest. It's for anyone trying to find their seat at the table when someone they love is no longer sitting at theirs. So let's get into it. Okay, so Thanksgiving comes with its own kind of pressure. I think we all know that. It's this expectation that we should be warm and happy and above all, grateful. But the truth is, life does not just pause for a holiday. Grief certainly is not pausing for Thanksgiving. Hard days don't stop, and sometimes the world feels like it's just moving on without you or expecting you to be happy when really you aren't. And even if you haven't lost someone, the holidays can still be emotionally complicated. Let's say that word. Seeing people you haven't seen in a long time and feeling out of step, running into your old high school crowd at the local bar the night before Thanksgiving, facing your family's expectations to smile and joke and express gratitude, struggling with the gap between the image you are supposed to project and how you actually feel. And I will be honest, I think in general, we're all looking at social media thinking everyone's lives look perfect and they're happy and they have this beautiful family. And I bet no one's sad or fighting or grieving over there. But that just goes to my last point of the image we're supposed to project versus how we actually feel. I think we all agree we are probably projecting a very different image of ourselves on social media than how we actually feel at times. All of this is exhausting, and it is okay to admit that today is a hard day. I think every grieving person knows those moments, the moments when the absence becomes so loud. For some, it's that empty chair at the dinner table. For others, it's a prayer, a toast, a memory someone brings up. Maybe it's a dish that your person always used to make and suddenly no one can find the recipe or no one dares to make it. Or maybe it's that moment when you all go around the table and say what you're thankful for and you simply have nothing to share this year. Or maybe it's the silence when nobody mentions your person at all. In general, holidays are just nostalgic by nature, which means they hold the people we've loved and lost in a really intense and powerful way. And I'll be honest, when you're grieving, the world around you can feel like it is in a completely different season than you are in. Everyone else seems to be in this bright, cheery, cozy, happy holiday bubble, and you're sitting there thinking, how are we doing this without them? Or did everyone just forget that this person we once loved is not here? And I know the emotions of that feeling are really rough. But absence does also come in other forms too. Grief is not just for the people we've lost. Maybe it's the pet that used to beg for food under the table and is no longer there. It's a job you recently lost that you now have to talk about at the dinner table. Or it's a relationship that no longer exists and suddenly your aunt is asking, "Where's your boyfriend this year? What happened to that girl?" Maybe it's a part of your life that you feel behind in and you're embarrassed to have to share that with your family or your siblings or your friends or whoever it is at the dinner table. Holidays simply shine a light on absence in whatever form that absence looks like for you. And it's okay to acknowledge that, not to make anyone else feel uncomfortable, but simply to honor your own feelings. Because grief and loss does not need to be monumental and this huge thing to be valid. You don't have to have lost a person to feel grief around the holidays. Missing something that mattered to you, even a small, quiet thing, still counts. I think even in general, a lot of our holidays look different. Even if you haven't lost someone, the holiday season that you had growing up is certainly very different from the one you have as an adult. And that alone is something that I think we can all mourn and feel sad about. So hopefully me bringing all of this up did not just make you feel more sad or bring thoughts into your mind that you weren't already having. But if they did, or if you are struggling today, I want to give you some ways to approach Thanksgiving that can help make it feel a little bit more manageable, whether you are grieving or you're just struggling with a holiday pressure in general. I feel like we can all relate, so hopefully these are some tips to help you out today. Number one, this one's so important. Give yourself permission to step out. Take a walk, hide in your car, skip the kitchen duties. Say you have to run to the store for something even though everyone knows it's closed. You don't have to be on all the time. I think that's so important because Thanksgiving also is not just like a 1.5 hour dinner situation. It's a whole day, if not a whole week ordeal. So you don't have to be on, all right? Let yourself rest. Give yourself time to recover and just like alone time. For me, even it's so overwhelming to have to be on for so long and be surrounded by people. Like, maybe this isn't the healthiest use of my time, but sometimes it's like, let me just go hide in my room and scroll on my phone for 15 minutes and then come back and be ready to socialize. And I think that is totally fine. The second thing is you do not have to force gratitude. It's okay if you can't find joy or anything to be thankful about today. And maybe this is easier said than done. Like, I'm aware we are all going to have to sit at the dinner table and go around in a circle and say what we are thankful for. But you don't have to fake it. I think it's okay to acknowledge that this year was a tough year, or you wish your person was here today. Like, it's okay to not be like, I'm so thankful for my life and my friends and my family and for everything I have and my job and my relationship and blah, blah, blah. Like, we aren't always grateful and thankful, and it kind of sucks that we have to pick this one day to like pull out everything we could think of to possibly be grateful for. If you're not in the mood, you're not in the mood, and you shouldn't have to make something up. Easier said than done, I am aware. Third, this one is huge and maybe difficult depending on where you're going for Thanksgiving, but anchor yourself to someone who gets it. If you can even just have one person in the room who understands what's going on, I think it can make your day so much lighter. To that note, and this is something I've said before, we as grievers have to be okay with recognizing that people are not mind readers, and we need to tell people what we need from them. And when we are having a bad day, when we are sad, when we're feeling griefy and we're missing our person. So even if you don't have someone in the room who's also missing your same person, I think it's important to make sure someone there knows that today is a hard day for you. Them having that knowledge will make today a slightly easier day for you. 4, let emotions come, whether it's crying or laughing or sitting quietly and not talking to anyone or being angry, like all of it is okay. This is an emotional time in general, and so just do your best to not suppress your emotions, to acknowledge them as they come. Something that I did for a while, which I haven't done recently, but I used to just have an emotions journal in my notes app. And I would just write down a situation and how I was feeling. And even if it was like one bullet point and just like a one word of how I'm feeling, I think to recognize and acknowledge those emotions is super helpful and important, especially in a stressful and overwhelming time like the holidays. And lastly, this is my last tip for you. Reconsider plans if needed. You can skip this day entirely. You can bail on your plans or you can start your own traditions. Like, this is your life. This is your grief journey. You are in control of it. And I know all too well that the thought of disappointing someone is very powerful and all-consuming. But if you know, like, today is not my day, I am dreading going to this house or seeing these people or sitting down and saying what I'm thankful for, whatever it is, you don't have to go. You can change your mind. That is okay. Don't be worried about disappointing others. I think today needs to be about honoring yourself and your emotions and what is going to help you. But also to that point, I really hope you're not canceling your plans and just sitting alone for the night. Like, even if it means you're going to the movie theater instead, or like do something fun, but that doesn't mean you have to go for a 4-hour dinner at someone's house if that's not what you want to do today. Okay, lastly, If none of those things work, if you are not able to reconsider your plans, if you don't know anyone at Thanksgiving dinner who can support you, or if you do not have time to take a walk, hide in your car, or pretend to go to the grocery store, here are some small gestures or ideas of things to do that I'm hoping can bring you comfort. This first one is like so basic, but honestly for the holidays, it makes so much sense. Just light a candle in their memory, and this doesn't have to be some big thing that everyone knows about. You could literally be lighting all the 10 candles on the dinner table, and you just take a moment to yourself, pause, say something in your head to your person, and light that candle and dedicate it to them for the night. Like, no one else in the room needs to know, but I think it's a kind of sweet way of having your person there with you at the table. This next one is one that's easier for some people than others, but say their name out loud, share their favorite story. For me, every year, Sam had the most inappropriate but also hilarious Thanksgiving joke that he loved to tell. He had so many jokes that I don't remember, but this is one that I have memorized and I absolutely love it. So like, I've had times in the past where I'm sitting down at the Thanksgiving table and telling Sam's inappropriate joke, and it's just such a light way to bring Sam's memory to the table and to remember him on that day. Something else you could do is cook your person's favorite dish. And if it's too hard to do that, totally understand and skip it. But I think food is really a big connector of memory and sensory and emotion. So I think to cook your person's dish is a great idea. Or just simply play music that they loved. If they loved playing Christmas music at Thanksgiving dinner, put on Christmas music. It'll make you happy. And remember, like I said, even if you're not grieving someone's death, you are still allowed to honor your own needs, and you still should. Like, just give yourself permission to feel exactly what you are feeling and know that it is okay, it is normal, and probably like 90% of the world is also feeling these emotions today. They're just doing a better job hiding it, okay? So if I have not said it enough throughout this entire episode, please listen to this. Thanksgiving does not have to look picture perfect today. It does not have to look like all of the Instagram and TikTok and Facebook pictures and videos you are seeing. You do not have to be grateful or cheerful or on your best behavior. I don't think many people are on Thanksgiving. Hard days are valid. Grief is valid. Exhaustion, loneliness, sadness, all of it is totally okay, totally normal, and totally valid. The table probably will feel empty today. The room will feel heavy, or maybe it's the exact opposite. Maybe it's crowded and chaotic and overwhelming. Whatever your experience is today, let's just acknowledge right now, before all the chaos starts, that it is real and it is normal, and you do not have to navigate it alone. Even if the room feels like you are alone today, just know that all of us, all of your fellow grievers, are feeling probably the exact same way. So we are all in this together. And I hope today, in whatever form it takes, you find just one moment to yourself, whether it's to remember a memory of your person, or practice a ritual, or light the candle, or listen to their favorite song, or even just have a private smile thinking about them. I hope you can do something today to remind you that you are not alone, to honor your person, to bring them to the table with you. And even if the seat next to you feels empty, I hope you can still find your place. Best of luck to all of you today. Happy Thanksgiving, and we will talk soon. Bye.